Leo. So the energy has calmed down a little bit. I downloaded some messages for you, and it just is so full of excitement. Okay, so there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in your life and the energy around you, and I feel like you're using it to your advantage, right? So in the past, you might have been being discouraged. You might have been feeling boggled down or overrun. You might have been feeling pinned down. And now I feel like you're starting to rise back up, realizing your strength, realizing that everything that's happening to you is for a reason, realizing that reason, right? So it's powerful energy. It's like, yeah, it's like the fire is under your belt, under your bum right now, and you're just moving forward. So this is what I feel like represents your past. This chariot in reverse. It. Why did I feel chariot in reverse? This is Knight of Pentacles. So I'm gonna go with the chariot in reverse as you being stuck, being pinned down. But now that I'm seeing is Knight of Pentacles, it also reflects this material that you're using to move forward. Okay, the Hierophant is you being indifferent to this energy and using what's happening. So even making mistakes and kind of stumbling over your words or things like this, stumbling over situations, like it's not going to hinder you so much like you did in the past. It's going to be a hiccup and you can move right past it, right? So if people are talking about you or gossiping or just trying to get your attention, trying to distract you in any way, it's going to be like, oh yeah, there they go again, moving on, or you might not pay any attention to it at all. It might just be like a buzz in the background, just like the birds, just like the honking horns, I feel like you're not going to give so much attention to it. This is the work. Wow. So earlier in a read for Leo in another channel, I pulled the magician card twice in reverse, and here it is again. And also your work ethic, being you focusing on what you're doing, is exactly what's going to get you to where you're going. What exactly is it that you're doing? Because it's not necessarily a job. I feel like a lot of this work is mental, and you learning to relax because you realize the value in relaxation. You realize that it's important for you not to let people latch onto you and try to soak and absorb your energy. Like, they're doing anything in their capabilities to take your attention off of this good thing that you got going. But at the end of the day, they're just, okay, so I'm really using this word a lot, mentally ill, mentally disabled. Like, it may be something that this new world order is going to focus on, this mental health crisis, because it's happening a lot. Like, you respect everybody. You don't have a respect of persons, like you don't believe that there's anybody that's better than the next. So you give everybody the benefit of doubt. But then you realize that, I can't empathize with everybody. If you have a mental problem, you need to get help for that. And a lot of people with these problems don't realize that they're sick. They're just constantly spewing their insecurities, their hatred, their illness, their disease on other people because it is contagious. They don't want to suffer alone. They are suffering. Pity loves company. So it's like, you don't want to like talk down about these people or try to make it seem like you're better than these people, but an illness is an illness. So at the end of the day, I feel like you're learning to separate yourself. Like, it's okay to separate yourself from the crowd. If you see the crowd is running off a cliff, you're not going to follow behind them. Like, yeah, there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with the way these people think. And so you don't know exactly what it is, what the diagnosis is. It could be schizophrenia. It could be any number of things. Some of these issues don't even have words, because doctors haven't really set aside the time to really analyze and critique what all of these problems are. At some point, I feel like that's going to be the future. Like, I feel like the healthcare industry is really going to focus on mental health and get these people the help they need. Everybody is not called to be a therapist, to be a psychologist, or whatever type of help they need. A best friend, whatever they need is not something you can just get by knocking on your neighbor's door. There's a whole system in place. People who have jobs, people who get paid to work, people who have passions to help. We're all doing our best, but at the same time, I feel like you have been unfairly treated and put in the center of negative attention. So people found out that you were gifted, you're talented, and they tried to latch on and absorb as much as your energy as they could, which is understandable, right? So if Michael Jackson had never become a star, if he was just singing in his basement the whole time, of course he's going to have a crowd. That's just how it works. You're a celebrity, whether or not you're being celebrated by the right people, whether these people are paying you or, lifting you to the place where you belong, you're still going to be stalked. You're still going to be stared at. You're still going to be copied. So I feel like you're moving into a higher plane and you're going to be respected and appreciated and admired the way you should be. Yeah. These are the same cards from a different deck in reverse. Okay. You got this card in reverse. So I feel like this is what you're manifesting. This is what you're moving forward to. Moving closer to you not having to work as hard. You not having to break your back for people who are not paying you. It's like slavery, right? It really genuinely is. You're evolving. Working towards your own passions, not being forced to volunteer for other people. Wow. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Like, what is this even about? I feel like it's falling on the ears that need to hear this. And if it resonates, leave a comment. But this is definitely something I'm going to have to look over because it's just going. It's going at its own pace right now. Okay, we had the alchemy, mystical sister, despicable face. What I'm getting from this is a marriage, but it's not one that you signed up for. I feel like it's somebody who's mirroring you and trying to become one with your spirit. They want to stand in your place, in your space and time and be exactly who you are. But you recognize yourself and you know who you are. So anybody copying you is immediately recognized as a doppelganger. It might have been something you've been through in the past or have experienced over time. And this is going to be confirmation. There are people who don't have souls. They just rely on other people to basically try to steal their soul, which is impossible. So they don't really have a ground under their feet. It's a lot to explain, but I feel like if you ever come across somebody who's copying you like word for word, and especially in a physical sense, it might have been really creepy. But just stand your ground, be yourself, That's what this card represents. Being yourself, appreciating yourself, even if it's difficult. And that's what makes you who you are. You have trauma that you have to get over. You have life lessons that you're still trying to figure out. You're not just some floating head. So you staying grounded in who you are, your name, your bloodline, your parents, your beliefs, your fears, things that you have to get over, things that you're moving towards. This is who makes you who you are. So it might actually be actors, like actors who are not necessarily, in a movie of any kind besides life. They're just kind of looking at people and inspired by the way they live and who they are, and then they're just like, oh, I want to be her today, But that's really unsettling. So this message may be all over the place, and it may be for a number of people to gain something out of this, but I'm seeing the pearl here. This pearl represents a grain of sand is what is used to create a pearl. The clam or the oyster, it holds on to this grain of sand, and it works on it until it's shined and polished and turns into a pearl. Glass is also made of sand. And I'm seeing this pearl here. I feel like this is what makes you who you are. You focusing on yourself and your goals, no matter how difficult it is. So when someone pops up and tries to act like they're you, it's so recognizable. They might have gotten away with it before, but now they're just going to be stuck in this loop. Like, they're nobodies, literally nobodies. And it's too late to go back and say, well, who are my parents? What is my name? Because now they're still copying you. Their life purpose is to be exactly what they're doing. Copycats. Everybody has a purpose, just like haters. Haters hate. Haters motivate. Some people are dispensable, unfortunately, but it all serves a purpose. You're healing your trauma, generational trauma. This is so relevant. So what I'm getting from this is take your time going through this process. Be more compassionate on the people around you, because, yeah, you're moving up. So naturally, your ground is going to go beneath you. And as long as you're fixated, you're going to start to want to look down on people. But this is not the process. You have to look up and look across at your new level, the new people who are on your level. Highly successful people, highly competent, articulate, passionate, the list goes on. People who you aspire to be is now going to be in your same playing field. So don't look down on the people who got you where you are. Kind of, be passionate, be compassionate towards them, be grateful for what they did and helped you with. I'm not necessarily saying give them credit, but they did help you get you where you are going. And I feel like you chose to go to this deep level. If you can remember, most likely you chose to dig deeper. And this is what digging deeper means. It means getting dirty, okay? And the people you are around, that's their home. So, be respectful of everybody's position in life, and everybody has their own reward. So at some point, these haters really do sit back and enjoy themselves for hating on people. They really do like that feeling. And especially if they know that you're going to be fine no matter what, it's just like hating on a celebrity. You think as a hater is like, well, they got money, they have beauty, they have everything they want. Why shouldn't I feel good taking a few jabs, taking a few punches? But from the other perspective, it's like, okay, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. But you're getting stronger. You didn't die. You're still here. You're moving forward, and you're reaping the benefits of what you've sown. And I feel like, yeah, so even in this new position, You're going to have people being competitive. You're going to have a new layer of competition, and it's going to be challenging, which is pretty much the best thing you could ask for right now, to be challenged, because I feel like, the mental challenge is over and done with. You realize, all right, I'm not like these people. I don't keep doing the same thing over and over. I learn from my mistakes. I don't beat myself up for making a mistake. I feel like you have a very healthy way of thinking. And so now you're starting to recognize that these people are lost. They are sick. They cannot be helped. It's just what it is. Okay, it is what it is. I don't have to go on a campaign trying to get rid of them. I don't have to start slandering or being hateful towards them. All of that is wasted energy. So love them. Love yourself. Love this new level that you're at. Keep looking forward. Keep moving up. And yeah, this is a beautiful read. So if you made it this far, I hope that you enjoyed every bit of it and that you were able to get something out of it. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know exactly what it was that resonated with you. And I'll see you in the next one.